and welcome to 201 Today. In this episode, we'll be focusing on the 2010 census.
¿Quieres una tostada?
Yes, Mom.
Hola, Ricardo.
Hi, Mrs. Candler.
Hola, Emilio.
What's for dinner, Mom?
No sé qué voy a hacer de cenar. Tu papá va a llegar tarde del trabajo y no tuve tiempo de ir a la marqueta. ¿No quieren alguna tostada?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, Mom, I was supposed to talk to you about the census.
Oh, no necesitamos que el gobierno se meta en nuestras vidas. Lo que hacemos no les incumbe.
It's not like that, Mom. They just want to make sure that our community is truthfully counted and represented.
¿Por qué me debe de importar que nuestra comunidad sea contada y representada?
Well, Mrs. Candler, the census helps to determine the amount of funding a community receives.
¿Qué fondos? ¿Quién recibe este dinero?
Census information is used to determine funding for community schools, hospitals, and social services.
¿Y qué pasa si no completo y entrego esa forma?
Households that do not respond to the census questionnaire will be called or visited by a census worker.
¿Qué? ¿Que alguien va a venir a nuestra casa? ¿Cuánto tiempo toma en completar la forma del censo?
Mom, it takes less than 10 minutes to complete a census form.
And if you return your census questionnaire by April 1st, no one will come to your house.
Y aparte del censo, ¿quién más va a recibir esta información?
No, by law, the Census Bureau cannot share your answers with anyone, including federal, state, and local agencies.
Oh, muchachos, de verdad han hecho su tarea sobre el censo. Esta misma noche lleno la forma y la mando por correo mañana.
Can I have another tostada, Ma?
Claro.
And now we're going to take a look at some interviews we conducted that focused on the 2010 census.
I'm Joe Gunty. I'm the principal of Morton West High School, and I'm very honored today to be with Tammy Clausen. Tammy is the director of the Berwyn Public Library, as well as is acting as the education liaison for the town of Berwyn regarding the census. She's serving presently as a person on the core committee for the census. So Tammy, we appreciate you coming here today and just offering us an opportunity to ask you some things about the census 2010.
Thanks for having me.
Tammy, could you maybe just ask this question for us? How do you feel that the census really affects the funding for education?
Well, it mostly funds Title I and special education, but as the numbers come in, it also determines later on what schools will be built, what child care facilities will be put into place. It also has a lot to do with how they determine transportation, so what bus schedules and which routes will be, and it's all based on population and how many people are in an area.
Regarding students, why should students think that the census is important, and what kind of information can they provide to their parents regarding the census?
This is going to be hugely important in this community because a lot of the parents aren't hearing about it except through the schools and their kids, is coming home through the schools. So it's very important for parents to fill these out. Now, I want to mention that a student can fill these out for their parents if they're 14 years old and older. These forms are 10 minutes tops. They're in various languages, Spanish, English. They're available in 5 or 6 other languages as well. And then throughout the community, there are going to be, starting March 15th, places, the library is one of them, where people can come in and get questions and answers and help filling out these forms. So it's going to be really important for the parents to fill these out because as schools get overcrowded, census numbers, we're stuck with these numbers for 10 years, and we want to make sure that our schools grow with our population.
What can families and parents expect in relation to the process in which the census is completed?
You're going to get your form around mid-March. March 15th, they're sent out. They should be arriving at the homes just shortly after that. You'll have until March 31st to fill out and send them back. Now, if you don't do that, you'll get a second form. and the second form will be mailed to you. And then at the very end, if you don't mail in that one, then people will start coming, census employees will start coming and knocking on doors trying to get those forms and that information. So it's easier if you just fill out these forms. I might mention that the people who need to fill these forms are everybody. It's a snapshot of a single day. So say for some reason you move in with your parents for you go to college, you decide you don't have enough money to go to college, you move back home. Even if you plan on going back to school in the summer, it's that snapshot of that time, and that's the numbers you need. You need who lives in that household at that moment. And so even if it's not a permanent situation, you know, well, next month you'll be moving out, or the people who are the head of that household need to count everybody. This includes people of all ages, tiniest baby to the oldest person in the household. It also includes citizens, non-citizens, documented, non-documented, all those people, because those are the services, those numbers are going to determine the services for Berwyn. And we want to make sure that we get the money to offer those services for the entire population.